Hello and welcome to day 13 of my 30-day 3D modeling challenge. Today I rolled the word plate, and this could be interpreted in two ways. Just like a circle, or like a plate. Like a plate could be, I don't know, a sign plate, a number plate on a car, or an actual food plate. I went for the food plate thing, but in order to make this a bit more complex than just, making a circle, filling it and extruding it to the sides, and have the center have a lower elevation point, and then adding thickness to it, and that's it, there's a plate. I decided to try to make an ornamented plate, a plate with, like some sort of like copper plate with some decorations along the edges. I also wanted to I used this as the chance to practice how to effectively mirror stuff on a mesh, and to save UV space. This turned out to be quite okay, but here I'm just experimenting, making the ornamental stuff separately. But then I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna extrude some random spots. I'm following a reference, but I couldn't really. It was hard to tell what exactly the ornamental details of the reference are, other than just random rococo shapes, and those are quite hard to do by hand. But I just went to well, you'll see. I'm just gonna make this. So most of the work went into making these out bulging surfaces that have really random shapes, and the shape turned out to be very almost kind of fucked up. I kind of messed it up a bit, but I was like, you know what, I'm just not even gonna think too much about it. I'm just gonna focusing on going forward. The whole process of just the modeling took about, it took over an hour, because I think somewhere in the middle I decided to just completely redo the whole thing, because I was not happy with the way here the ornament details are connected to the plate, and this turned out to make it, well, the way that I did it made it really hard to properly UV unwrap it. Maybe I could have saved it, but I figured you know what, fuck it, it's just a plate. I'm just gonna quickly do it in a different way, where I just keep the ornament details and the plate separate from each other, so that I can UV them all both individually more effectively. So in order to just not have to do the whole ornaments all around it, I just duplicate them and connect them like that. This is still before I just choose I just give up and choose to completely restart the whole process again. I make a backup duplicate, but something in the mirroring process kind of messed up the center part of the plate so that it stopped being completely symmetrical. And it was, yeah, that kind of messed it up for me. I was like, yeah, I messed up too many steps. I'm just gonna go ahead and redo it. But here but I think it's good to like be able to accept that. Okay, you know what? This is. I'm not gonna try to save this for mediocre. This is gonna the ending result is gonna turn out to be quite mediocre anyways. But it's a good exercise, I think, to be able to just say fuck it, back to the drawing board. Yeah, you can see there on the plate that somehow the fucking edge got sort of duplicated. And I did not like that. I'm like, yeah, this is a sign that something's messed up with the whole mesh. And yeah. I promise I'm gonna try to stop saying "and yeah" too much. But I mean, it could have been like quite semi-decent, I guess, but I don't know, something about the whole thing. Yeah, here I think I'm gonna start, yeah, cutting the loops. Yeah, right, there's like faces inside the mesh that, yeah, probably came up to me fucking up the mirroring part. And I end up messing and I end up messing up that part of the mesh as well, and I just like started to dislike it more and more with every minute. Yeah, it was here I think. Yeah. So see what's happening there? I'm trying to like see it's like not symmetrical. Something weird is happening with some of those vertices that are just not following through, and I shift applied the transformation of the mesh over and over again, and it just didn't really, yeah, something was messed up with it. So I'm like, let's just see how the UV unwrapping looks. And then I realized that yeah, I see it's all like the circles that should be perfect are like completely fragmented. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna redo it all over again. I go back one version, and then I realize that this version I think is fucked up too. I think. Hold on. Or is it? At one point, I kind of lose track of which part I am actually working on. Yeah, this one. Yeah, here I realize I'm like, okay, this version is also fucked up. Can I try to fix it? And then I realized that, okay, these faces on the inside, like, ugh. Oh my god. Yeah, there. I'm like, what is wrong with this? What the fuck did I do? Delete. Delete your art. I go back to the first version and I'm like, delete. Back to square one. No, back to circle one. It wasn't that bad. It's not so bad to just redo over again, you know? This is for educational purposes only. Yes, I'm just quickly shaping out the shape of the plate, and instead of using the solidify modifier, I just extrude it because I'm not gonna use. I suspect that's a solidify modifier in combination with the mirror. Maybe is what messed it up. I'm not sure. But yeah. All right. The the thing I'm mostly struggling with is this, to get the ornamental details to look like organic, because such are the Rococo style-esque dinner plate aesthetic. I don't know what to call it, but it was since it was like so random. Since my approach to making it look like this is so freaking random, like only eyeballing from a reference is makes it way harder to. Yeah, like the whole shape, the geometry and topology becomes so chaotic that here I am just struggling to make it easier for myself in the process of unwrapping it. It's it's a process, but I clearly have a plan here. So I just make a few cuts, make a few edge cuts, seams. Oh, it's raining a lot now here. I love it. It's very cozy. I was afraid that this summer was gonna be way too hot, because I think last summer or summer before was like, yeah, way too fucking hot. But it's good. It's good that it's raining. Yeah, see, this shape makes zero sense, but I persevere. Yeah, so here I redo the mirroring part. Instead of doing the mirroring at the beginning and then shaping it out, I think it's better to just cut it. In this case, it was better to just cut away the parts that I don't want mirrored, and just keep the quarter that I want every single side to be identical. All four sides of the plate. Implying that a plate has four sides, but this one has. Yeah, see how chaotic this is. This is just this is where someone who has way more discipline and higher level of expertise in Blender or in modeling in general looks at this and just cringe. And I would not blame you. I would not blame them whatsoever, because I am also cringing by looking at myself dealing with this in the most fucking caveman style. But yeah, so at first I try to just fix the UV islands, and then I'm like, you know what? I think I can make the seams. I think I can cut the seams a little bit better, but let's just align the plate first. I hope the rain isn't too loud. Hope that Audacity can filter it out. This is just nitpicking that won't impact the final result too much. Yeah, here's I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna redo the edge cuts. There are a bunch of edge cuts that should not be there. So I just remove them and add the ones that should be there. Quite a tedious process. There has to be, like, I think if I would redo the ornament part again, I would probably, like, I don't know, start like sculpt them out, maybe. Even though I never do sculpting in Blender, like, at all, like, ever. I think sculpting is, I'm not gonna say boring because I've almost never done it, but I feel like it's not the type. That's not the style of modeling that I want to do. I want to be able to hard surface model everything or most of the things that I make. But for more elaborate parts like the Rococo ornament decorations and stuff like that, that, you know, are more or less organic in a way. It's hard to hard surface model that. I should really give sculpting a try, but not now. This is a 3D modeling challenge. I'm sticking with my methods for now, and so that I can watch myself fail and reflect on what could have been done better and what could have been done worse, I guess. Yeah, so now the UV is just fine. No, it actually is like way easier to handle and looks way better. I don't know why I'm placing them like that. It's like it doesn't really matter where the islands are, as long as they're not too close to each other. But yeah, it is a mesh. So now that's the end of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel in the modeling aspect. This is this is over 1 hour and 14 minutes in. The material takes way shorter. Material took me about 22 minutes all in all. So yeah, so there's like a very clear seam at the center for some reason. I'm not sure why it's showing up like that. I'm sitting there like, does this matter? Can I fix this somehow? But it's not, you see, it's not always visible. Sometimes I think it's the pre-rendered version of the viewport window in Substance Painter makes it kind of like obvious that there's a seam there, since these are just duplicates of 1/4 of the plate. But when I'm in render mode, that then it like understands that everything is just, oh, I think I just realized why it looks like that. I think that I should have when I finished right before finishing the mesh and applying the mirror modifier to duplicate all the 4 quarters of the plate. I should have just merged by distance, because I think those lines on the plate, right across the plate, are the result of the overlapping vertices with each other that are not combined. So if I had combined them, I am pretty sure that would have been smooth, you know. Oh yeah, so here's my here's my very mediocre attempt at a rococo engravings along my 30 edges. I know it looks like shit now, but the end, just you wait. The end result is actually not that bad. Could be worse, but yeah. I feel like I could have gone way more creative, but at this point I was so fed up with this mesh and just wanted to get it over with. So this is sort of like a quick solution to it. Because, it still looks okay, I guess. No, it could be worse. Oh, and here I did some creative freedom and adding a bit more engravings and details along the middle parts, the center edges of the plate. But it doesn't look good because it's like engraved. So I get the idea to just duplicate the layer and make them stick out instead. See, it looks weird because it's going in, and now I am doing the opposite. It's with the higher height. There we go. It looks okay. Maybe I should have done more stuff like that along the outer edges, the outer engravings, ornament, I think it's called. And also maybe move those details under the dusty layer, because you see I added like a bit of coat of dust so that the copper doesn't look like 100% pure copper, but in this case all the details are on the layers above it, so they are clean. They are too clean. That's what makes them look weird. But at this point I was so done with it. I don't care. I am allowed to fail, okay? This is instead of just making circles, so I made it considerably harder for myself. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this weird plate, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.